Alex is the product knowledge and marketing specialist at Sellerboard and plays a vital role in driving customer success with his in-depth understanding of Sellerboard's feature. He helps Amazon sellers optimize their business by explaining how the platform can unlock valuable insight and enhance your profitability, of course. We've been using Sellerboard ourselves since 2019. I think we are one of your first customers, Alex.
That's glad to hear. Thank you. Thank you for the intro, Sylvia. So glad to be here. It's that time of the year to come again to Ecom Hero and do another demo, talk to you and to the team. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Shall we start saying that, guys, Alex and Sellerboard will pick one very lucky winner for the giveaway. So if you have registered for the webinar, you're gonna be able to be picked for 6 full months for free of Sellerboard, which is insane. We've never done that. But anyway, no matter what, you guys always walk away with 2 free full months just for being part of my community. Amazing tool, super cheap, you guys. I don't know like how you keep it so cheap. Beautiful quality and repay itself, just with the damage and loss and all that remeasurements and reimbursement side of things. So amazing. Let's go. Shall we start? Welcome, Andrew.
How we do it, we try our best just to make it as affordable as possible. So the most number of sellers can use it to their benefit. And yeah, good luck to the participants with the 6 months of free Sellerboard. I would probably like to start with the fact that we've introduced this year a lot of updates, some of them big, some of them small, but all of them to the benefit and of usability of the software, of new features and possibilities. So some of the big things that we've introduced recently is maybe the map for this sales and stock. This is a new view in Profit Dashboard where I'm going to show you actually how it looks, but you can see how your sales and stock is distributed in different countries in the marketplaces you work. We also introduced a new way to interact with your alerts. So now we have an alerts dashboard. And basically with all of the stuff happening inside your Amazon account, you are bombarded constantly with a lot of notifications probably. So to make it easier to interact and to act actually on each and one of these events, we've introduced a dashboard that lets you prioritize the alerts and then filter them out and then just work your way through them like it's a to-do list. On top of that, we've introduced a lot of interesting features for the PPC dashboard. Now all of that functionality is inside your mobile version of Sellerboard. And actually pretty much all of the functionality now is there because we've been introducing a lot of improvements to the mobile version this year. And also now you can edit your campaigns, your PPC campaigns directly from Sellerboard. So you can change the bids, you can edit your daily budget, you can change their statuses and do some of that stuff, apply bulk modifications to them. On the inventory part, we already talked to Sylvia, so I know you guys probably are not working too much with the prep centers, but now you can have multiple features for working with prep centers, applying for multiple prep centers, as well as new things inside the products page where you kind of introduce all of the information that Amazon doesn't know about your products, so your cost of goods in the first place. We've made it a lot easier to input that information because we've been getting a lot of feedback that it's not that intuitive, and we've improved on that. I'm going to show you how exactly. And yeah, I'd really like to do today's demo being guided by maybe you guys or Sylvia, maybe by what's more relevant for the sellers present here for your audience. Absolutely. And members. So if you'll feel more that you are interested in some specific areas, or maybe you want to skip something that's not too relevant for everyone present, then just feel free to pause and to guide me. So I'm totally here to help. All right.
Also, Alex, I've been using a lot in the past few months my eBay feature. So that would be
Okay.
also great for you to show around, because a lot of the heroes and part of my community have started actually, double down on eBay a lot. And that has been a
Mhm.
game changer, because I thought I was like with Amazon. Oh yeah, eBay is easy to calculate the profits. And then
Mhm.
it's like, what? So that is nice.
I'll start from the very beginning for people that are new. Sellerboard is a profit analytics software we have obviously additional tools in the toolbox for automating some of the processes like PPC campaign management, your inventory management, your review requests, your alerts and stuff like that. But the main focus that we have is basically your profitability. So how you can understand whether you're profitable or not, what's eating away from your profit, and how you can act on that. So just for people who didn't see Sellerboard yet, very brief intro on what it is. The profit dashboard is a number of ways in which you can analyze your profitability situation. So the main thing most of the sellers use on a daily basis is the tiles view, where you can set up these tiles that show your main metrics for profitability on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, or basically any kind of period you want to set up. And you can also set up a comparison. So if you will go to period and click on compare, then you will be able to set two periods that will be compared. And this is very convenient for comparing like today versus the same date last year, or today versus same date but last quarter, or whichever two periods you want to compare. And you will also have the dynamics in percentage, so we'll have the metrics here. And it's a good way just to analyze the pace at which you're going with your performance. For any period you selected, you will have a detailed breakdown of what exactly were the products that were sold and the main metrics for these sales. And we're talking about obviously the units sold, how many refunds you had, the value of the sales, and stuff like ads, your calculation of gross profit, net profit, and any other metric that you want to include. You have a whole list of them. Like for instance, you can just see how much you've paid in Amazon fees, for instance, for the product for this particular ASIN, right? And we've sold today, like we see that we've sold 14 units of this ASIN, and we've already paid $47 for this in Amazon fees for this ASIN. But what I wanted to stress, the idea that Sellerboard gives you the toolbox needed to analyze your profitability on an account level, and I'm going to show you the P&L view, which is the best for that, and then drill down to the product level and see what exactly is happening and which products are either pulling you back or are actually making profit for you. So I suggest we do something different. We jump to the profit and loss view for a second. So this is like a giant spreadsheet that has all of the information regarding your profitability calculation month by month from right to left. And you can compare the numbers and at a glance quickly see what's been happening and maybe try to find the reasons why numbers changed in a certain way, right? So if we're looking, for instance, let's compare, I don't know, let's see, first thing that pops, by the way, this is a demo account, so the numbers might not be too close to a real situation, but I'm just trying to find some, things that would help me show you the links between different views and how you can analyze the data. So here we have a situation where in September, we are looking at the net profit, and we've been having a negative profit in September. So basically we're losing money. And in October, we have a very nice picture. We've made $11,718 in net profit. So something has changed from September to October. This makes me wonder and makes me quite interested in what's been going here. So let's take a look first at the sales, right? So we have the sales which doubled from September to October, and I can break this down and see what exactly changed. So from September to October, my First, direct or organic sales basically doubled here. And I also generated some sales from sponsored products campaigns, which I haven't done in the previous months, right? But I've generated sales here. And okay, now I see what's been growing the sales and driving them up. So I started doing subscription sales. So as you can see, before I had no subscription sales at all. And in October, I started selling subscriptions, and I have a real nice situation here. So I can first of all see this. Then taking a look at the units sold, obviously we've sold more in units again as in value. Promos, we didn't do too many promotions in September. In October we did. So this is one thing that cut away from the profits, but not too much. In advertising costs, so as we've seen that we didn't do too many advertising sales, so PPC sales in September. In October we started doing that advertising for sponsored products. So we have that costs, that advertising cost. Google Ads remained the same. So the $100 we had in September, same as for October here. Shipping costs. So for shipping costs, actually, we've spent less for shipping costs, and this is why. So we've had a lot of FBM shipping costs in September. In October, we had actually some return to us, and this is interesting. So we had no shipping costs taken away from the sales. Which makes me think that probably we did more FBA than we did FBM. Another thing, so for refunds, basically the same picture here, and Amazon fees. Okay, so for Amazon fees, we have pretty much the same picture. All right, so yeah, now I would suggest taking a look at the product. So in October, let's take a look at the situation with the products. I would go to tiles here, and I would first of all, okay, but actually, you know what? We can use the same P&L view for that. We can just go down and see the products, because this view would be directly underneath. Select a period. So I would select, let's select a custom range, which would be October. And I would go from 1st to 31st of October, filter out the info, and then give it a second to load and analyze the products here. So let's first take a look at what generated the most sales, right? So then I would sort out the data by sales and see what generated the most sales. Okay, this is the product generated most sales. The Amazon fees that we had for these ASINs, the gross profit, and now going down and taking a look at what generated the most net profit for us. So I can also sort out the numbers for me, go by this column and go down and see what was generating profit and what was taking away from it. So I see a picture where in October, I have a really nice margin. Basically, these margins, obviously a demo account, but are pretty high. And if I'll go to September, so basically to change this period, do it like this and filter out the results and do the same thing for September. Okay, we have September selected. Now let's take a look at the net profit and the products. So immediately I see the products that were cutting away from our profits. So we've sold 123 units of this product, and we generated negative profit with it, right? So we have a negative margin. As you can see, we have a lot of, not a lot of products. We have 2 products with a negative margin. And we should think, what can we do with those? And like this product right here is a problem, because as you can see, we have a negative margin, and we have a lot of products. So I can immediately see that the FBA stock for this product is 1,600 units, right? So that means that I need to think what I'm going to do with it. Can I sell it through? I don't know, because every sale for this product drives a loss for me. So if I will try to sell it through, then I'll be generating more loss. Will I be able to liquidate it, or just take it back to my warehouse? It depends on how much it will cost. So this is something that I need to address. And also I can go analyzing this product a little bit deeper and trying to understand why is this product so unprofitable? Why is it does it have a negative margin, right? So these were the sales in September for this product, and I can see that I've spent half of these of the sales on Amazon fees. So basically, almost 50% of the sales that were generated were spent on Amazon fees. And I'm looking that I don't have any fees on this list that would like be a penalty for something, some fees that I would be able to avoid, right? That means that the pricing is really wrong, because if Amazon fees like are already 50% of what I have in my profitability structure, that means that the price for which I was selling this product is really the pricing is not done well. Will I be able to increase the price, and will I still be able to sell at a higher price? Maybe, but it depends on what do I have with the competition. So it needs testing, it needs to be tested. And the cost of goods also here is really high, so obviously this product is wrongly priced. So this is like one of the ways, and please take into account, I'm not an Amazon seller myself. I'm analyzing a demo account, but trying to find a way to go from an account level and just dive deeper into the roots of the problems that I can see. If it would be to analyze, for instance, the return rates, it would be the same situation. I would take a look at my P&L, right? And then see for where and in which period my return rates would climb, and then dig deeper into that period and find the products that were driving, the return. And also we need to take into account that these products that have higher return ratios this year will be probably hit with the new Amazon fee that was introduced in July. I don't know if too many of you guys are acquainted with the fee, but we do have now a specific Amazon dashboard designed by I think it's Seller Central / FBA / returns, something like that. I can look it up for you, where you can see the return ratio thresholds for different product categories that Amazon established. And if your products have higher return ratios than the ones set by Amazon, then you will start overpaying with an additional fee with every product return, and the fees are really high.
Isn't it beautiful how when you're about to pay more, they actually do not advertise that much? So basically, has anyone received an email, guys, saying, hey guys, you have a new threshold that you need to respect by category or type of product, because we didn't, certainly. So it's like with it feels like a bit when a new government is elected, right? They do so many things, and it's like, so yeah, we're focusing on this, but then they do so many other things in the back end, and you're like, oh, you just need to make more money and find more products. No, but that you did very well, Alex, not being an Amazon seller, to explain that. That was very clear. So far, guys, so far so good. Give us a good to go. Give us an emoji, so we know this is easy explained. You have any doubt so far on the P&L dashboard? As you could see, Alex, if you can just go back 1 second to the dashboard.
Yes.
And to the breakdown in the P&L. Have you guys noticed how many different fees how many different like voices you need to take into account. Look at all the shipping costs, look at all the Amazon fees. This is why you cannot, when I hear people saying, oh, I use a spreadsheet, I'm just like, I become like, I get cold feverish, because like Amazon will always try not to pay you what they owe you. It's just the way they do. Now, fair, not fair is not a fair platform. We know it's not a fair word. So nothing we can do about that. What we can do is focusing on having a great software of choice that is going to break it down for you. And this is why every hero literally first test by Sellerboard, first test by admin software. So then you can actually see where is your loss, what can you do, and again, see your return rates, which is amazing. We're going to see that in detail later, because I'm sure many of you don't know about that just yet. But seems all good so far, Alex. Let's go.
Thank you, Sira. Thank you, Sira. By the way, for the people that prefer doing things manually and working with spreadsheets, if you don't mind, I want to really jump to a presentation that I have put together, and basically it explains very quickly how you can do all of the heavy lifting yourself. So let me jump quickly right here. So in order to analyze your profitability, you need to and kind of find the things that are draining away from your profitability. You need to look at some major things. So the first one is finding the underperforming products, right? This is exactly the approach I try to show you now by analyzing it from an account level and then diving deeper into a product level. And you can do that, by the way, so manually in a spreadsheet. Okay, so what you need to do is build a SKU profitability table. And if you can see my screen, I think I'll even go full screen if you don't mind here for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. And we can see your screen.
All right. So you can do just that, right? And what you need to do in order to calculate your net profit, you need to take into account things like how much you've sold, obviously, what were the COGS, so the cost of goods for per unit, what was the generated revenue, what was the value of your returns for each ASIN, so everything on the ASIN level that I'm saying. The percentage of refunds, your cost of goods and percentage, and the total amount of cost of goods per ASIN, Amazon fees that you've paid, and the total advertising cost if you're doing PPC on Amazon, right? And then you would have a gross profit, and then having those numbers and the overhead expenses, which I hope you are tracking, because if you are not, then you're obviously not having a very clear picture of where you in terms of profitability. But at the end, you would kind of have what you need to see if you're profitable or not. And what you need for that is over here in point number 2, you have the number of units sold you can get from reports from Seller Central, business reports, detailed page sales and traffic. The cost of goods per unit, this is your data. I don't know how you're handling it, but probably also on some spreadsheets, you would need to have it at hand. Then the refunds you can get from Seller Central reports, customer concessions, FBA customer returns. The Amazon fees you can get from another report, which I'm not going to read out loud, it's too long. But basically here you have where you should search for these reports. And the last thing you need to do is to put it all together, like in one big spreadsheet, and you would need to create a pivot table for that, and to use the VLOOKUP function just to combine it all together and attribute different data values to the same SKU. So this is what you need to do. And you, at the end, you will come up with these big spreadsheets with all of the ASINs and all of the factors that influence your gross profit. You can do it manually, obviously. The second step.
Thank you, Alex, because I actually took a screenshot for you all, guys. So it's inside the league. So you know exactly, especially where to get your data from, because it happened quite often that Amazon Seller Support send you to a link that brings you to nowhere. So at least we got a nice screenshot. Thank you for doing that.
Sure, of course. And the next step would be is analyze that data, right? So you have things that you can try to influence, right, in order to work with products that are underperforming. There are 3 different decisions you need to make. Either you retain the products that are underperforming, but try to do something with them. If they are performing well, you try to retain them, to keep them, because are your cash cows. The products that are underperforming, either you need to refine them, do something about them, or remove them altogether. So the factors that you can influence. But before the factors, let's take a look at what we have here. So the refunds, we have 4 ASINs as an example here, and I can analyze the refunds to begin with, and I can see that I have the second ASIN, which has a pretty high return ratio, 10%, that's a bit high, and I can try to reduce somehow, if I can, my refunds for this particular product, because it's draining away from profitability. As you will see in the next slides, the refunds are actually, generating additional fees that you don't need to overpay. It's basically just money paid to Amazon. Then the cost of goods sold. I have 2 products that have a pretty high. Not so high. It's not. It's not a tragedy, but it's tending to be high. 2 values here. And I need to understand whether I can negotiate or maybe think about the structure of my cost of goods sold. If there's not only the cost of the products, but also the logistics, maybe the transportation, how the product gets to my warehouse, or maybe I can reduce that, find another supplier for that. So somehow try to influence the cost of goods. The Amazon fees, so over here I have a product that's 37%. It's Amazon fees, right, that I'm paying from the total sales that I've done. And I need to try to reduce the fees here, because obviously I'm overpaying, or my pricing is wrong, like in the example we've seen in the very beginning. But I feel that here I can try to avoid some of the fees that probably are just penalties for something. And the total advertising cost of sales. So over here I have a product and I'm overpaying for advertising. I have 27%, and I can try to reduce that, because this is a lot, right? And so basically I need to try to optimize my PPC activity. And at each step you can try to do something, and you have a list of things you can try, if you can, to influence somehow. But my idea and what I'm trying to pitch here is the fact that all of these metrics and factors that you can put together from different reports, they change really fast. So all of them change faster than you can analyze them, and when you are done analyzing, they've already changed and the situation might be totally different. This is why you need a tool like Sellerboard or maybe some other tool, because there are a lot of other nice tools as well for having a live picture. This is the main idea, having a live picture of your profitability. What I wanted to get to actually is the hidden
Alex,
costs.
Can I add one thing quickly for everyone here and everyone watching the replay? So one of the things that Alex is saying is that everything changes so fast. There are new fees added every single time. Can you imagine keeping this spreadsheet up to date and up to speed with all the new things coming? Number one, so you need to value your time the most. The second thing is the cost of good. So sometimes, when you do wholesale our way, it's going to change and vary less. So you get more into the replan game. You get the cost of good always the same, because you're not buying on offer, on discount. But still, sometimes your wholesaler will have some discounts, some offers, some clearance sales, or maybe they're going to be open for you to have, like, to make a discount. So the cost of good, that is your cost at the beginning of selling the product, might be completely different in different time. And the beauty of Sellerboard is that you can actually change the cost of good by batch, by period. So it doesn't change all the past information you have accumulated on the specific product sold. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is that if you just say, I buy this product for 2 and now I'm buying it for 3, if you just change the 2 to 3, it's going to change all the history of that product. So you're going to have false data, if it makes sense. While it allows you to say, you know what, this batch of product that I'm shipping in this day is costing me £1. usually it costs me 2, but for this batch, I pay just 1. So it's going to take into consideration the amount of stock you have live in FBA, for example, that you paid 2, and then it's going to consider, so your profit is going to be like a percentage of the 2. So it's things that you guys, like if you do it with Excel, you're just going to die, basically. Just to make it
I
short.
I really hope you don't. I really hope you don't. But coming back, thanks for adding that. Yeah, the thing that having the data in your calculations as close as possible to the real situations, the situation that you have with each metric, makes your decisions closer to to the right ones. Because if you have false data, if you have things that are not taken into account, that's a problem. You said that things change so fast and a lot of fees appear that you might not even know about, and you have them on the screen. The most recent one, obviously not all of them, but the ones that I wanted to point out. So, for instance, the aged inventory fee was increased in 2024. We had it even obviously before, but now you have a special dashboard which is called Inventory Age and Excess, and you have the link on the screen, and you can use it to analyze inventory age and decide whether you want to sell it through, remove, or liquidate all inventory. So this is a tool that's provided by Seller Central. You can use it to tackle that problem. We have a low inventory fee that is introduced in 2024 as well, and how you can tackle it and why when it occurs. It occurs when you have inventory levels lower than your historic 28 days of sales that you had previously in the last 28 days. And why is that happening? Because Amazon tries to push and make and force sellers to have enough inventory so they don't run out of stock, and the final customer, their experience with Amazon isn't affected by stock shortages. So this is why they're kind of creating a very narrow window in inventory levels between low inventory fee and aged inventory fee, right? You need to find that sweet spot and keep your inventory levels at a certain amount and find a way to do that. Yeah, by the way, with Sellerboard, you can do it. I can show you a little bit later how, but this is a thing to consider. So your inventory levels are a potential factor of risk because you might be hit with fees on either side, right? So if you have little inventory or too much inventory that stays there for a little long time, both things are not so good for you. Then you have a new fee that was introduced also in 2024, the inbound placement fee, a recent fee that everyone is talking about. And there were some really strange discussions regarding on how to try to avoid this fee, the 5-box rule, the things that you need to pack your things in specific ways and quantities, and when you're sending the FBA shipments to Amazon. It's also a thing to explore. We don't have like a solution for that yet. It's a new fee, and it's a really high one.
We have a video for everyone who is selling in US and got hit by the inbound placement fee. So it's in sources, guys.
Nice. All right. And also the return processing fee. So the new one that was also introduced in 2024, I'm going to show you how to work with it in the next slides with it a little bit further. But also another thing to consider when analyzing profit are the expenses or hidden costs that you might have, right? So different services and talent that you hire to help you out, software subscriptions like Sellerboard, and maybe education and mentorship like Ecom Hero, right? Or these are all expenses, or I would say investments in your business, right? So you might be paying rent and different types of materials if you're doing FBM and stuff like that. So all of that needs to be taken into account as well. And coming back to the returns, one of my favorite topics. I don't know if it makes sense, but we do have, you can take a screenshot. This is something that I think we've discussed before in the previous calls. The refund cost structure, one of the starting points for understanding the refunds and why they are really a major profit killer. I just wanted to point out that you have these things here, like the removal fee and the returns processing fee, the things that you can or you can basically try to avoid. And with each return, you just probably do not understand how much money you're losing. So it makes sense digging into that and seeing what's up with that. But we have some return specific fees. So we have the refund administration fee, which is mandatory, and it's like 20% of the FBA fee, or $5 for each return. Imagine that. And then we have the removal fee, which is basically, it's conditional, right? It's depending on on whether the product is in sellable condition or not. But then we have the new one, so the returns processing fee, and it starts at $1.78 for the smallest category of products. And as I said, it is applied to each return of the ASIN which had a return ratio climb higher than a threshold established by Amazon. And fortunately, what they did is they introduced a tool to help you analyze the situation with your products and which one of them are approaching that threshold. But before that, I just wanted to show you like a snapshot of the rate card that they proposed, right? So you have different categories and you have the return rates that they established. So if your products are climbing over those rates, then you will be hit with the fees. And also you have in payment how much the fee will be exactly. Yeah, so let's take a look at the dashboard. This is how it looks. This is the link. I suggest you take a look, go to your Seller Central account and take a look at the dashboard. And I'm just going to quickly tell you what it does. It helps you analyze the return situation on an account level, and then dig a little bit deeper and see for each product what is your return rate. And you see this dotted line. This is the threshold established by Amazon, and this is your current situation for every product. So with this product, we've had a point at which, I think these are months, right? So and we had a month where we've climbed above, and we've been paying this fee for the returns for this product. And over here also we've been overpaying this fee. So if you dig deeper into each product, then you will also see return reasons and how your return rate changed over time. So this is a really helpful dashboard, so I suggest you take a look at it. It will definitely help you understand your returns better. Yeah, obviously in Sellerboard we also do have the tools necessary to analyze your returns, but just to keep in mind that you have a very nice tool, by the way, by Seller Central. Yeah, Sylvia, I think that I'll jump back.
I'm having a bit of a heart attack because we sold so much stuff for Halloween, and I was like, here you go, my returns rate is going to the roof. What happened? And so, yeah, after this call, I will 100% go to check out how much above the standard we are. And this is also why, you don't want to get in some specific categories with very, very high return rate. The best thing also, of course, when we call it slay the beast, like every day, what you have to do those 50 minutes a day to make sure you're in control of everything in the platform. And your IPI score will tell a lot. And then thanks, Alex, for sharing all these shortcuts for everyone in the live tonight. Thank you.
Sure. I'll probably share one more. So because it's also included in this presentation, I really want to share it. So another thing that Sellerboard can help you with is tackle FBA errors, like when Amazon loses or damages your inventory, and there's a special report for that. And in Sellerboard, it's really easy. You just click one button, you generate the report, and then you have like a guide. What you need to do, you just reach out, follow the template that we provide to reach out to Seller Central support, to Amazon support, and just send them out the report. But you can do it yourself as well. So this is if you want, take a screenshot, shot of it as well. These are the steps that you need to do to generate the report, and you can have the inventory ledger report to see the same picture. So to see which products were lost and damaged by Amazon. All right. I think this is pretty much what I wanted to show from this particular presentation. Now going back to our regularly scheduled program. The things that we basically focus on mostly, as I said, are analyzing profitability under different angles. And like I said, one new view that we introduced this year is the map view. I really want to show it to you guys. It's a cool feature. This is basically the map where you have all the different countries, and you have your performance for all of them, and the marketplaces that you work in, you sell in. You can analyze for a period that you've selected all of the sales separately for each marketplace, and if you have the regions where you have outstanding performance, that will be highlighted in different colors. The same applies for stock, just to see where you have more stock. And yeah, if you're working in the US marketplace, the same will be done for the states. So not on a country level like in Europe, but on a state level. Yeah, so from here forward, maybe Sylvia, yeah, I would ask you, do you want me to dig a little bit deeper on profit analytics and maybe go to show around with the trends view, because this is a nice feature to analyze, things that are potentially about to happen, or maybe show around some other tools.
For sure. Guys, you have any questions so far? I'm sure everyone is like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Guys, you have any question? Are you enjoying it so far? Is all good? Give us a sign of liveness. Yeah, we got a one. Let's go, Sajida. Yes. Any specific features you guys have a question about, like maybe the eBay part, maybe the money back, anything you want us to show around in particular?
Sylvia, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, of course you can.
If I'm using a different software like this and I want to use Sellerboard, is there an easy way to transfer the cogs?
Well, that's a good
transfer the cogs to Sellerboard. Yes, of course. You can do a bulk import in Sellerboard. So if you have your cost of goods in a spreadsheet in a CSV file or XLS file, so you would just go to your products tab. Basically, this is one of the first steps of the onboarding process when you start with Sellerboard, and you can use the import function for that. So you have several ways to do it. Either you drop the existing XLS file that you have with your products, and then Sellerboard will map it out. So basically it will show you your columns in your XLS file or in your spreadsheet, and then the columns that need to be filled out in Sellerboard, and you will tell Sellerboard which one is which. So this is like the process of mapping. Or you can do another thing. You can download the template from here, and what this is this is an XLS file that will contain all of the ASINs from your account, and then there will be the free columns that you will just paste and fill in with your the data, so the cost of goods sold. So either way works. Or you can instead just drop a Google Sheets link over here. Just remember to give the access to anyone with the link. And also Sellerboard will propose to you to map out. So basically tell which column is which. And then all of your cost of goods will be updated, in bulk. You will not have to do it manually. Does that kind of help?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Great question, Sajida. I don't think we have ever showed these features actually in our master classes, so that's new. Thank you.
Sure.
That is a lifesaver for sure, guys. And so Andrew is saying, great product. I'm new to selling on Amazon. Andrew has just joined us as alpha and haven't made my first sale yet. Why should I choose this product over what Amazon itself might offer, assuming they have something remotely similar? And as a beginner, would you recommend this at this stage?
So if you're starting out, I would suggest, and you haven't done any sales yet, so I would suggest to first register some sales, because Sellerboard is for, analyzing your performance, which you need to have first. It makes no sense, connecting or Sellerboard to your account if you're not registering sales, because we will have no data to pull, right? So you need to start selling it first, selling. And why would I recommend Sellerboard over the solution that Amazon offers itself? Because you need to input the information that Amazon doesn't know about, like your cost of goods sold, like for instance, the expenses that you have, if you want to have a clear profitability picture. So, and why Sellerboard maybe also over other software? Because it's relatively cheap. I mean, in comparison to other software out there. Our basic plan for Europe, for people that don't have, I think the basic plan includes 300 orders. I'm not sure, but let's take a look together. So if you're just starting out, you will, I think, pay for the plan 15 euros, or if you're paying annually, or 19 if you're paying monthly. So yeah, and orders per month, pardon, 3,000 orders. So
Look little. I was at 300. No, I think it's worth it.
Sorry, I'm
3,000
just not. I'm more focused on the features rather than the numbers for I'm not selling too much, but I'm rather just doing the presentation. So
But
yeah,
I
sorry
agree
about
with Alex, Andrew. So the way we work is that you usually get to do your first test buy. As soon as the first test buy starts selling, then you start with the 2 free full months of Sellerboard that we offer inside the Academy. Usually you get 1 free month. With us, you always get 2 free months. I always love saying we've been using ourselves Sellerboard since 2019. We are an actual user. And if after the 2 months you're like, you know what, I don't like this software, it's not making anything for me, etc., we get nothing. So I don't think we've ever worked on, Sellerboard making us rich for sure. Alex, we need to improve the affiliate program, but I always recommend Sellerboard because this is so great, especially for the restocks. I have a full training and I'm going to fully train you guys on how to use Sellerboard to do your restocks. So you avoid a lot of those fees and hidden fees that Alex is talking about. And then if you already sell on Amazon, if you're already selling products, you need to go straight into the paid version, because this $19 a month, which is going to be like, what, 15 pounds, 14 pounds, is going to be completely repaid by the money back feature, because just the money back feature, which is not available with the free version. But again, if you have just started your Amazon journey, there is no point of having and paying for the money back feature, because there's nothing probably they have lost or damage of your inventory or overcharge you for. So if you are already selling on Amazon, you have been sold for a while, Amazon owes you money 100%. And in that case, it's just, guys, get the link. We're going to share it with you in the chat, and just start from the money back, because Sellerboard will repay itself right away.
Yep, thank you, Silvia. We will consider the affiliate program. Yeah, your feedback will be taken into account. Yeah, so I also wanted to say that the lifetime value dashboard, do you want to maybe take a look at it? If we're talking about plans, if we're talking about products that are bought more than once. But is this a thing? Do you have a common situation where customers come back to you for the same products?
Yes, because especially when you do replan, like we have noticed with grocery especially, or even if you do beauty, for example,
Yeah.
if you are even in dog treats, for instance, there's people just like, if you stay in stock when they ship the product, they just go to Amazon orders and say, buy again, put again in the
Yep.
cart. And they buy it from you. So even if Amazon jumped on it, even if other 60 people jumped on the product itself, they are gonna be the one they buy it from. So even if you raise your price, they're gonna buy it higher, and you get repeated customers. Then you have the subscribe and save feature too, which some of the products will get in automatic. And so that's that. It's like you get returning buyers. And if you stay in a niche, if you stay in a category, we can see that people just put in the cart different products of the same brand or different products of different brands. So you can see then the multi buys coming.
Got it. Got it. I just wanted to point out, the lifetime value dashboard is a nice thing in this situation because you can kind of see the accumulated sales per buyer, right? So the product, for instance, in units, like you can literally see the products that are being bought more than once by the same customer, by a single customer.
I need to check this out. This is, I didn't know. You see,
Yes.
every time you come live, I learn something new, guys. This is beautiful.
Sure. So yeah, you can actually see these products, and for one brand that I'm also working with, I will just give you a short example. So we are selling, it's something apart from Sellerboard. We are clients of Sellerboard as well. So we are selling coffee accessories like coffee grinders and milk frothers and storage containers and coffee mugs and cups in the US market. So for us, for instance, the only products from the whole list of of what we offer that have a higher accumulated sales per buyer value are the coffee mugs, because people usually do not buy just a single mug. They want to have like a lot of mugs on the same type in their kitchen, which makes sense, right? So this is one of the products that has higher accumulated sales per buyer. And another product are the coffee storage containers, because in your kitchen you want the same containers of the same type. So this is how it works for us. And we've been doing bundles with these, with these products, and we've been also doing higher promotions because we do have that budget. We know that with the first, a single product might not be profitable, but given the fact that they sell more than a single product, then we do have the possibility to do that. So this is a dashboard to explore these products and find them. I strongly suggest taking a look if you're doing replans as well.
Sorry, I was just in my own LTV to check what is my accumulated buyer totals, and accumulated sale per buyer. Okay.
So you have three tiles up here. You have the value, right? So in value and the accumulated sales per buyer in units. So if you click on the second tile, then it will be easier to understand, because if you do it in value, then you will have to compare the value to the prices that you have for each product, which are listed here in the product view. And yeah, so this is this is pretty much it. The inventory also is a thing to discuss, but you've mentioned that you have a special video and course for that. I don't want to take away from what you've invested in. Should we talk about inventory?
Yes. So Ben has a question. We can do Ben's question first. What do the below icons mean when I'm looking at my sales? Do you see that in the chat, Alex?
Let me pull it up. Sorry. Okay, unshipped. Okay. So you're looking at the orders, I assume, right? These are ASIN numbers, or let me pull up the dashboard and try to compare it. So the exclamation mark that you would see with a triangle is usually applied when you are about to be hit with the low inventory fee. Let's take a look at an example in the products view. Just give me a second, I'll pull it up. Okay, so here it is. If you hover over it, then you can see that low inventory level fee is applied to this product this week. Let me tell you a little bit about how this is calculated. So Amazon calculates the low inventory level for each ASIN weekly. And if there are two things how you can try to avoid these fees, but basically at least know if you will be hit with these fees. First one is that Sellerboard will show you these alerts. So you will know in advance, either like in this situation, Sellerboard tells you that you are already overpaying in this fee for this ASIN for the low inventory, or if you have, okay, so we have this applied to this product this week. But another situation, maybe I don't have this example in the demo account, is if you will be hit with the low inventory fee next week, then Sellerboard will alert you about that as well, because we will know in advance. 1 week in advance we will know, because it's calculated based on your current stock levels and the previous 28 days of sales history, right? And another thing that might show the exclamation mark icon is the alert regarding the stock. So if you have only like 7 days or 6 days of stock left, you will also have notification like that. But I also wanted to tell you that if you want, you can set up an alert in the alert section. We didn't talk about that, but it's also a cool feature that will send you out notification to your email about stock levels, and also about when you are about to be hit with the low inventory fee for a list of ASINs, and we'll show you exactly ASINs. And this is what I'll do probably. I'll jump next to the alerts dashboard, because as I said, we've introduced it recently this year, the alerts dashboard over here. But let me check actually the icons. Were these on a product view or on an order view? Makes me wonder.
Ben, if you're still with us, I think yes. Let's see. Let's wait for Ben to let us know. Now I was looking at my Sellerboard, everything is red, because of course in this time of the year, like UPS, like between the courier and the warehouses are busy and everything, and the stock just randomly sell out unexpectedly, stuff that maybe has been sitting there for a while. I have so many triangles. I'm getting a bit concerned. So
you should get a hint, by the way, if you just hover over the exclamation mark, and you will get an explanation what that is about. Try to do that, and maybe share what was your particular case. So basically, in short, it's a notification about something that you are either hit with or about to be hit. So it just needs to be taken care of. Alerts. I wanted to show you the alerts dashboard. So probably for those who were using previously Sellerboard, you know that we have different kinds of alerts. What we did first, we grouped them together by type. Now it's a little bit easier to navigate. So you have product alerts, financial alerts, performance alerts. Like in performance alerts, you have the buy box lost scenario, the negative feedback that you get as a merchant. For instance, the increase in BSR.
That's a must. You need to get it up as AIP, okay? So anyone getting Sellerboard, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that whenever you get a negative merchant feedback that you can usually easily remove, as we show you, you get notified. That's one of those things that is so helpful, because the team is on point every single day. So the first thing you do, like, oh, I got a merchant in negative feedback. Okay, let's go remove it.
Yeah. So, and also, I would suggest, besides just setting up the alerts, I would suggest now setting up priorities as well. So if this priority is of higher importance for you, I mean, this alert, pardon, is of higher importance for you, then I would set it as major. It's already set here. If the buy box last scenario is important for me, is also, I would set it to major, and go through all of the other types of alerts, right? Maybe mark the other ones that are unimportant as minor as well. Set up whether I want to get notified only in Sellerboard or also via email, and input all the emails that I need in here. Why? Because then I would be able to go to the dashboard and navigate through all of these alerts easily, because I would be able to filter out only the major ones and only the minor ones, and then also use the tabs and go through alerts by product, because maybe you're working with specific products and you want to see all of the stuff that's happening with the new product, or maybe a specific one, and then by type. If you're searching or working, with a certain type of activity that you are performing currently with your Amazon account, and you're focusing specifically on that, and then you want to see all of the cases where you've been hit with a trouble. So, and also another thing is that when you go through your alerts, right? So you can mark them as resolved as you go, because in this way you can then say, okay, I've tackled this, and all of this is out of the way, and then I can also filter out only resolved or unresolved alerts. At the end of the day, I will only filter out the unresolved ones and the things that I haven't attended yet and haven't worked with yet. And this is like an easier way to navigate through all of the things they need to do with the events that you have. Yeah, it's a really simple way to work with your things that are happening inside the account and need attention as well. Okay,
Just
so
to give an extra hint, Alex, about the importance of the alerts, guys. Like, so many times when you do wholesale and you play the wholesale game, even the online arbitrage game, what is going to happen is that sometimes there is a change of brand name. Sometimes there is a change in the title. So what, for example, it used to be something that used to sell as a single pack. Now someone has sneakily changed it to a pack of 2. And what's going to happen is that, oh, look, I'm selling out like crazy of this product. And guess why? It's because everybody, you stayed at that price point that is lower, that entails that is a 1 unit type of product and ASIN. And while someone has changed the title and they say it's a pack of 6, so you're going to sell out right away, and then you're going to be hit with a bunch of returns and complaints because I bought a pack of 6 and I'm just getting a pack of 1. So those are the things that is going to put you in control of your business before things happen. Is so important. So that's one, the merchant negative feedback. And then again, is in loss parent, which means your sales are going to slow down massively. So when the color pink gets detached by the rest of the parent, that color is either going to be the faster one and every other color will lose speed of sales, or it's going to be the contrary. So all of these things that seems like little details are massively important to play the game and make more money, because making more money is not just making more sales, but making more profit. So the question you need to ask yourself is, how can I play this Amazon game, the money game, with the same amount of hours that I have in a day, in a week? How can I make more profits? So Amazon will always increase the fees, will always put new things here and there. Wholesalers will put the price up, and you need to find the ways not to make more sales, but to also make more money, profit, with the same amount of time you work. That's just
Yep.
it.
Yep, sure. The efficiency of the sales is what also matters. Of course, the total amount of how much you're selling, but how much you're getting back at the end of the day. So this is really important. One other thing that I wanted to show you really quick, for those who don't use it or maybe are totally new to Sellerboard, there's the trends view, because everything that will help you make some management decisions, to improve your performance, should be analyzed in dynamics. Like, there's no static metric, just one value that will give you a good understanding of what's happening, what needs to be done. You need to understand everything in evolution, and the trends view is a good way for that. So what you have here is an So it enables you to analyze different metrics on an ASIN level and how they evolved over time. So for instance, if I want to see how if we were talking about the refunds and the refund ratio. So I can, for instance, select the refund percentage or the refund ratio over here as a metric that I want to analyze for the last 12 months, have the values compared month by month, and see where the spikes are, right? So these small graphs or charts for every product just show me how things have been evolving. And if I will see a spike somewhere, then probably something changed. Or if I'm looking, for instance, at BSR, right, another metric that is worth analyzing, right? So then also, if things change rapidly, then maybe you need to act on those things in order to somehow influence them. So also, again, I would analyze the charts and analyze how things changed over time. And even if we're talking about profitability, let's say I would be analyzing my margin, right? And for instance, the period right now we have this 1st to 15, let's say last month, November, I can go ahead and just sort out the value ascending, right? So I would be analyzing the products that have the least margin or a negative margin. And I would not only see, okay, for this product, that it's a minus 30% profit margin, which is, I'm losing money with this product, but also I would see how it evolved over time. When did I start losing money with this product? Or did the situation change over time? Maybe I've made some changes, right? So as over here, we can see that in November, I had a negative profit margin for this product, but in December, at half of the month, in 15 days, I already have a slightly different situation. So I have a positive profit margin. Maybe I've changed something about the product. And then I can use the detailed view, right, for the products view, maybe not here in the trends, but I would jump to tiles view or the P&L view, find this particular ASIN, do a search for that ASIN, and try to break down and understand what exactly has changed. Because in this way, if I manage to influence the profit margin for the product, then maybe this is not the only product that has this problem, and I can repeat that for the other products as well that have the same case scenario. So basically, this is the way you can analyze the dynamics, find what changed and how, and then try to dig deeper and see if you can, leverage that. So and repeat it for the other products as well.
This is brilliant. And what I always tell you guys is that so many sellers just think in the short term, while using the trends allow you to understand like, oh, look, like this month I made 500 profit with this product. The next month I made 300 pounds. And now I made like minus 100. And most people is like, I'm at a loss. But no, you're going to see that you just made 500 minus how much I said, 500 plus 300 minus 100. You're still profitable. So you need to, this is an incredible tool. And I'm just literally, I don't know if you're doing the same, guys, but as I listen to Alex, I go to my own Sellerboard and I click around and I check my own products and see. And surprisingly, one of the most profitable products of the year is one of the slower sellers, like one of those products where nobody else is selling it. I'm the only lone wolf on it. And you think, oh, like it's so slow. It makes a sale here and there. And it's just like, it all adds up massively because nobody is returning it. I am never overstocking. So it's brilliant. So guys, check it out.
Yes, thanks, Celia, for adding that. So I just wanted to say that a tool that will help you analyze the stuff in motion, in dynamics, is really just doing the heavy lifting for you, because you can do the same, as I said, in spreadsheets, but just taking into account all of the reports that you have to pull and then put everything together in a spreadsheet. It's like really a pain. So yes, this is something that I would suggest taking a look at in the demo account, or maybe even, applying for the free trial and then seeing it in your own numbers, in your own, how you're performing in your account. Okay, so this was the trends view. Do check it out. It's also a nice tool to help you out. The inventory, let me just very briefly show you how it works. Just a very top level overview. So the inventory planner, you can try to, tackle the situation with not overpaying in different Amazon fees and having enough inventory and not running out of stock, not overstocking. So the inventory planner can help you out with that. It's I wouldn't say that it's a totally simple tool. It can get complex and depends on how much you try to get out of it. But at basic level, it's pretty simple. So you have your data that we pull from Amazon API about your FBA stock. And also we have a valuation of all of your products in different channels like FBA, the prep stock, the ordered, what you have ordered, and in total, so your total valuation. And aside from that, you also have things that you can input from your side that Amazon doesn't know about, right? So this is the prep center, the number of units that you have, but Sylvia already told me that that's not a lot of things that you do, not a common thing using the prep center, but if you are, you can input those numbers, the numbers of products that you have ordered, right, that are coming in. And Sellerboard also computes the sales velocity. So this number is really important. It's the speed at which you are selling through your ASINs. So having this calculated and also being able to adjust it, because sometimes there are situations where Sellerboard does calculate your sales velocity, and that means that it analyzes the past periods, the sales that happened in the past period, and computes the sales velocity. But sometimes you need to adjust it because there are periods that are not really relevant for this analysis, right? So, for instance, if it's a situation when you had like Q4, or maybe you had a period where you had the no other sellers for a pretty long period of time on the listing, and you were the only one selling, and this is not too common to take into account and make this as a general rule. So you can actually go ahead and adjust this parameter, the sales velocity, and also take into account stuff like seasonality and your organic growth as a business overall. And then what Sellerboard will do, it will tell you how many days you have left until you need to place your next order, and what is your recommended quantity for your ordering. So this is a nice thing to have, because you will have like a base of understanding how much you need to send and when, right? So this is the very basic level. But besides that, you can also input your lead times, just to tell Sellerboard how much time does it take for the product to get from your supplier to the warehouse, to the FBA warehouse. And then you will have days of stock left calculated as well. Vice versa, days until next order. Because Sellerboard will know how much you have, how fast you sell, and how long does it take to get the product to the warehouse. So it will just tell you when you need to reorder and how much. This is at a very top level, how the inventory planner works. Additionally, on top of that, the money back features that Sylvia mentioned and the reports that you can get them from there can help you out to get some money back from Amazon as well.
Alex, just one thing about the planner, guys.
Yep.
One of the problems that Amazon sellers encounter when they have to do their end of the year financial year basically is like, okay, but how do I know how much I have of stock? I can count my stock in my warehouse, right? In my house, in my garage, whatever you have it. When you do the stock take for the financial year. But then the main question remains like, okay, yeah, I can actually I could pull out the information about how much active stock I have left of each item, more or less. It changes every second. But also it's like, what about all those products that are inbound? They've been reserved. They've been moved by Amazon from one warehouse to another. They are not active. They're not showing. So this is why I always send a screenshot of the Sellerboard planner to the accountant. So this is how we took into consideration all the FBA stock, plus we count what we have in the warehouse. So very, very helpful for your admin too. Lifesaver.
I just wanted to show you one more feature, Silvia. So you can actually go to report section and you can pull out a stock history report. So it shows you for a specified day or range how much stock you had for all of your ASINs, and that would be like maybe help you out again with doing the things that you mentioned. By the way, guys, so these are different types of reports you can pull from Sellerboard, and maybe, you know, if you're working in a team or you are sharing the data with someone like some third parties, this is the place to do it. Yep. So another thing, by the way, besides the things that we already talked about, like lost and damaged inventory, another issue that commonly happens is when customers that applied for reimbursement didn't actually return the product. So if they did a refund, right, and they didn't return the product to the FBA warehouse, then you are basically at a loss. And what you can do then, you can access Sellerboard, pull a report and see those cases, and then send them out to support again and get reimbursed for them. And this is something that you can do over here in this section. Also, it's there. It's a quick way to get some of the money back from Sellerboard and, you know, buy back the subscription, as Sylvia mentioned. All right, Sylvia, I know that you asked me specifically to take a look at the eBay connector, right?
Yes,
So
a quick one because again, I've been loving it. Has been an eye opener as well. You know, as Sellerboard has always been an eye opener for the Amazon fees and hidden fees and all the profit you think you're making on specific items and you're not making. So it saves you money, but I've been using it for eBay too. And I was like, yeah, it's going well. I was like, oh no, let's stop this or let's increase the price. So yes, please.
So frankly, I'm not an experienced user of the Amazon pardon, of the eBay connector. To maybe you even have more knowledge than me, but I do know that you have pretty much the same interface to understand your situation with eBay. You can also use pretty much the same views that you have in Amazon, and analyze the data on a product level as well, analyze it on an order level as well in terms of profitability. But the key difference here is that basically you don't have all the Amazon fees that you have there, and the structure is a little bit different. So I'm just curious, what are you doing multi-channel fulfillment, Sylvia, or not?
So I'm playing with some drop shipping. So we do
Okay.
we list on eBay and then we just fulfill the product straight from Amazon. That's super, you know, eBay friendly, but it is what it is. I mean, it's working, guys. Not making millions because I have no time and my lister left. So it is again things you cannot control, and I have no time and willingness to train someone else. So I just let it be alive. And then of course sticky stock or products that we cannot sell anymore on Amazon for whatever reason, or we have too much stock of So we have doubled down on eBay quite a bit. The difference is also how you tell them the shipping cost. Basically, that's the thing with the eBay feature on Sellerboard. But it's
Okay,
something
and by
all in one place, you know. It's
I also wanted to point out that you do have the lifetime value dashboard as well for your eBay. So if you
okay.
have if you want to check out the accumulated sales per buyer,
Me.
you can do it as well here.
So guide me. What is the lifetime value of the eBay? Okay, I want to know more. What's that?
Okay, so here the LTV here is pretty much basically the same. With I don't know. Do you also do Shopify or?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, okay. Because I would be far more prepared to give you a walkthrough for Sellerboard for Shopify. We do have the same solution there, and yeah, but
I can, if you want, Alex, I can quickly share my demo version of Sellerboard, and I can
sure,
do a quick
sure,
eBay demo myself. And it's super straightforward, guys. The best thing is that because you want to save time and be smarter in everything you do with our systems, is that you just have everything under the same place. Yeah, Sellerboard is always open in my tabs. Okay, Alex, if you stop sharing 1 second, I will
sure.
share my one.
And I will take
Yeah,
notes.
yeah. I doubt it, but anyways. So we are in the eBay dashboard, and it's just here. Dashboard, then you have the LTV, that is this beautiful feature that I'm loving so much, and then your products, the orders, and your expenses. So very, very similar to the Amazon one, and it's just more, you know, the fees are more straightforward, of course. You don't have all the Amazon hidden fees and so on and so forth. But it's just so nice to have so easily also your P&L over here. So with the eBay dashboard too. And the cost of good, very straightforward. Same thing. You can either change them in your dashboard in eBay. So I'm still under the eBay thing. You go in your tiles and then you update your cost of good that I cannot do right now in the demo. Or you just go into your products and then you add your cost of good, you say, yeah, this is VAT, this, if you're in the UK or in Europe, you can tell them, yeah, this is a 20% VAT item, a 5%, a 0% VAT item. You're going to have an extra column over here for the VAT for the European sellers. And then you are going to tell them actually how much is the, it's not the FBM, but it's basically, but let's call it FBM for eBay too, and how much you actually pay. Okay, so that's it. You're telling them, look, this cost me, I don't know, $3 to or £3 to ship, and then the Sellerboard will calculate everything for you every single time. How cool is that? It's beautiful. And then when you get into your dashboard, of course, you're going to see just super straightforward. You got how many units you sold. You can always just pick and tick what you prefer, was a percentage of refunds. We always say units, refunds, sales, tax, not really. Fees, for sure. We say usually your margin, ROI. Expenses, no. Net profit, gross profit, yes. If you don't put your expenses, I think it's just going to be gross profit on top of my head. And then you can play around with it and say, okay, let me see how I did last month, this month. You can play around with your reports. And we always use this one, the today, yesterday, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, and filter to do your restocks. So you start with 7 days and you go with net profit first. So the highest product and net profit. And then you just want to make sure you have enough stock, basically. The demo is not available, but this is how it's going to show up. So then you can be like, okay, you know what? I sold 13 units in 7 days. And then you check yesterday, today. Yes, today is not included in your 7-day sales, guys, just as a note. So you can play around and know exactly how much, and this is for Amazon too. I'm going to share with you everything we do for the restocks, how we do the restocks. So you plan your inventory and don't overpay in fees with Amazon. But this is a wonderful tool. It's all in one. So you just literally go from one dashboard to another. You're in control, all in one place. Absolutely amazing. I loved it.
Thank you, Sylvia. That was a good demo. Pretty much it's the same as for Shopify. Basically, the main difference, as you said, the lack of Amazon fees and the FBM shipping costs that you need to specify. Other than that, pretty much the same functionality. Yeah, I know that you had some questions. Also, I think regarding VAT, some of them were pretty technical, but maybe you want to go through the questions that you have, and maybe the questions
yes,
that,
I'm gonna pull it out from the email. In the meantime, guys, if you have any specific question for myself or for Alex, while I find the question from the community, let me know. Just checking on Olivia. Okay, we got it from Olivia. Let's have a look. Guys, I'm gonna give you a second to put out all your questions, and okay, just looking for the question and the answer. We have a long conversation. That's why I'm just scrolling everything in preparation. Everything in preparation for. I think it was actually from Ben in the community. So the question was, the numbers can take weeks to reflect on. There is often a delay in the VAT being added to the details on Sellerboard. Therefore, inflating the profit you think you've made, only for it to be less when the calculation is finalized weeks after a sale. And the numbers for fees on Sellerboard are wrong on most transactions. I was told by Sellerboard support to wait for the payment to be released by Amazon, and it should update in Sellerboard. And so Olivia went on and asked the tech team, and she came back with this. Thank you for bringing this up, and thank you, Ben. We understand how frustrating it can be to see a mismatch in the numbers. The issue you're experiencing is related to Amazon's deferred payments, which are unfortunately not included in their current API. This means the Sellerboard cannot access the sales amount or refunds for such transactions directly through the integration. Amazon has confirmed that these transactions are not available in their current API. So this is something that is not just Sellerboard related. I think is any admin software related. Alex, tell me if I'm saying this wrong. Because Amazon is stating their official documentation support has a limitation, and also your team is saying that to address this, we are currently working on a new feature that will allow users to upload transaction report from Sellerboard, from Seller Central into Sellerboard, and this will ensure that all such transactions are accounted for and provided the most accurate profit calculation possible. The orders with the payment type deferred means that these orders are postponed until the transaction is processed. We won't see it in the API. However, once Amazon finalizes such transactions, we display them updating the orders retroactively and adjusting everything accordingly. After we release this feature, users will be able to manually upload such transactions. And once Amazon provides them through the API, we'll adjust the data if there is any discrepancy. The impact of these orders is quite significant because deferred can apply to both sales and refunds. When it is deferred sales, we underestimate the profit, and when it's refunds, we overestimate it. So basically, there is a evident mismatch that has been caused from this new deferred payment that Amazon has done. Amazon has done just to make our life always easier every single week and every single month as sellers. And then we're just basically, Sellerboard, as probably the other software, are waiting for Amazon to actually update the API so then they can access this information in real time. And then is not in real time, but once the deferred payment data is processed, then your numbers are correct. Did I say it right, Alex?
Yes, thank you, Sylvia, for that. So yes, you're right, and frankly, I wasn't aware of this new deferred thing, and I just spent some time today going through the seller forums and taking a look at the thing that it was quite a shock for a lot of sellers. This new thing that Amazon just holds the payments for as much as I think 7 days, or starting with 7 days, and it's quite a lot. And I didn't even know what deferred payments mean as up until today. But the one thing that I can add actually to what you said, and you were very specific about the technical response from Olivia, because she did reach out to our team, is that the connection to the transaction API, the updated transaction API, is already in the development pipeline. And I think that in a week or maybe max 2 weeks, it should probably hit the closed beta testing. So we are working on it. Currently, we don't have, neither do other software have any solution for that. But it's only because it's something that appeared recently, and we haven't. Amazon didn't provide any instructions on how to work with this, and didn't include it in the API that we currently have. So there's a new one, and we are working on connecting it. So basically, pretty soon we'll have a solution to having that live. Thank you, Ben, for the question. Nice one.
No, very nice question, Ben. And this is exactly what I was saying in the community. I said, guys, like, no software is perfect, far off. Like, we're not perfect. No software is perfect. There is no such a thing like perfection. It's just who is the one that is giving great support and great, service. We didn't know about the deferred payment until the very last minute. And because we have the Amazon landing, they have not, they have stopped before, guys, for who is also new of Amazon. Before, as an Amazon seller, we could just, process and ask daily payments and daily disbursement from our sales. And that helps a lot during the Amazon landing situation for us, for example, because we would just press a button and say, okay, we have a breather. Let's go. Give me my money. Let's buy. Let's pay the credit card. Da, da, da. And instead, they stopped it without, for example, any, some knew, some didn't know. It was a mess, like always with these communications with Amazon. So now you cannot ask daily disbursement of your money, basically. So the cash flow has been affected, which is always a thing. Cash flow is always a thing. If you're doing great with Amazon, if you're doing very poorly on Amazon, cash flow is always going to be your main challenge. You're welcome. Thank you, Ben, for a great question, and and challenging it.
Yep, thank you. I learned a lot today only because of this question. And of course, Celia, because of the presentation that you did for the eBay part as well. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Let me just go through the question 1 second just to make sure I got everyone. Sajid is asking, can you export the cost of goods from Amazon directly, or do you have to do it manually?
From Amazon. Frankly, I do not know. From Amazon,
I
how you
don't
can do that?
I don't think so, Sajid. I don't think there is a part where you can actually tell Amazon your how much you're spending in one specific product, to be honest.
So how would you do it how would you do it then? How would you put your cost? Would you do it manually
So
on Sellerboard?
yeah, so manually, the first part is a bit of a pain. I'm not gonna lie to you. So because you are VAT registered, so that's the difference. When you're VAT registered, you're gonna insert your cost of good without considering VAT, so VAT free before VAT. While you guys who are not VAT registered, you're gonna include your VAT in the cost of good. So this is how it is calculated. When you guys do your product research, if you use Azinzen, for example, you always, not doesn't matter if you're VAT registered or non-VAT registered, you always include your VAT in your cost of good. So yeah, sometimes it's a bit confusing. It's not an easy thing, guys. The VAT situation far away and all the fee situation far away from being quick and easy to understand. Honestly, okay. Even my accountant, I made them some questions. I love challenging them sometimes. I think they get comfortable like everybody. And they just, I was like, guys, this doesn't make sense. What, like, I sent them some, summaries and payouts. It's like, can you explain this to me? Because I want to understand. And their brain went like, so it is not easy. I mean, I personally believe Amazon doesn't make it easy for a reason. If you know what I mean. It's like so many sellers lost their VAT on fees because they didn't know they were exempt. While it's the first thing we give in the onboarding manual in the academy. Like, make sure you do this. Now you cannot do it anymore, but make sure you do this. But thankfully we helped our clients recoup thousands and thousands and thousands of VAT on fees that Amazon wasn't all in the first place. Let me go faster. Andrew, thanks, Sylvia and Alex. Great session. I have to drop. Audrey, can you please go through the part where you spoke about the payment easing very briefly, Sylvia? Yes, absolutely. Basically, when you set up your alerts on Sellerboard, as Alex showed you earlier, you select what do you want to know, and sometimes there is the parent listing. For example, lip oil, right? So you got the Clarins lip oil, 25 ml, and then you have all the colors as the children. So you have the parent and the children. So the parent is the lip oil 25 milliliters Clarins, and the children is the Clarins lip oil 25 milliliters pink, cherry, blue, violet, 25 milliliters, 50 milliliters. Okay, you have all the variations which are called children. Sometimes for different reasons, and then you need to try to understand what is the exact reason why something happened, is that the one specific color loses the parent. Is like a child left in the shopping center. It's like it just separates, and Sellerboard will tell you, look, this color that maybe you're restocking lost the parent. And you go like, oh, what happened? Did a competitor touch something in the listing that caused that? Or Amazon decided to separate the two things? And maybe, when this color loses the parent, sometimes it's because the other part of the listing changed brand name. Something changed. So you need to be aware. And when the children get detached from the parent, this could be the best-selling product, and it will keep being the best-selling product, while all the other colors with the parent that follow the parent will actually sell less and less and less and less. So it will affect your restocks and your money, guys, because you're like, okay, I'm used to, sell 50 of this color and 50 of the purple. But now, because this is the strongest one and is separated, you can still keep selling 50 of these, but the rest of the colors might completely lose traction, and it might become not 50 a month, it could be one a month. So if you just bought 50 because it's a week worth of stock of the purple lip oil, a change, like a separation from the parent, might actually mean that you now have like 2 years worth of stock. And as Alex showed you, all the fees for overstock and refund and take the products back or do liquidation, it's massive. So you really need to set up all these alerts because you're gonna know right away. It's part of slaying the beast process, like 15 minutes every single day. Change of brand, what happened? Is that a competitor saying that this is not Clarins, it's Sylvia.co, and I'm gonna receive an IP claim? So you need to have everything set up. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense.
Yes, sorry, I just wanted to add that makes perfect sense. But another thing that I would also point out is that if something changes on the listing and you do not keep up with what changed, so you might end up in a situation when the customer will receive a product from you. So you sell the product, you still sell the product from a listing that changed, but the customer expected something else. Right? And when he received your product, he will be prompt to return it. So you might, if you don't know about the changes on the listings, you might end up with a lot of returns for the products that are totally different from what is currently on the listing.
Yeah. You might know about this, or you might not know about this, but a few weeks back there was a huge glitch that affected Amazon Seller Central, and basically no repricer was repricing correctly. So so many sellers sold out at a total loss, a lot of products, because the repricer couldn't stop the loss, and Amazon for some time refused to take it as a proper glitch. So there are things, and I noticed something was wrong right away because I was in Sellerboard, while people just woke up, completely out of stock of these products at a complete loss, because it's like you set up and say, my minimum price is 15, do not go below 15. That's my break-even point. And then Amazon would just, there was a problem with the API again, I believe, and they just tanked the price to everybody. So it was like, okay, yeah, if 15, we're gonna sell it at 2. So of course people were selling out like people sold out thousands of worth of stock at a total loss. Can you imagine for dishwashers? Oh my God, a bargain, £2 dishwasher. Let's go. Like they sold out. Oh, it's terrible. Anisa, thanks for the eye-opening session. I've learned so much about your software. I'm new with the software. Does it have repricing features, or is this another type of software? Thanks in advance. You're welcome, Anisa.
Yep. No, we do not currently have a repricer. I did. It's like how do you call it? Insider information. I did heard rumors about a potential project over the pricer and Sellerboard coming up, but we don't have currently one. So I will keep you posted if something will start appearing on the horizon. I will let you know, Silvia.
And Anisa, you're actually bang on time, because Wednesday we have actually the masterclass with PPP, Profit Protector Pro, which is a repricer, because we figure like we always listen to every single one of you, and the requests were like, okay, Sellerboard, there's so many new things, or as some people like Ben in the community pointed out, something is mismatching. So I felt the need to bring on board Alex as AIP, and also PPP, because Sajida joined, Katie joined, and I know so many of you are looking into a repricer. So I always think that from different businesses, I'm talking about from different businesses perspective, the software, they do a bit of everything at once. Sometimes they have more glitches. When one software specializes in one thing, is usually way more powerful. So for example, like, yes, we use Kajabi for the academy, but do we actually use Kajabi as email campaigns? No, we use active campaigns, because that's what they do. They specialize into. So, you need to consider that sometimes go with a a specific software that specializes in that field, gives you, you know, a lot more security, and then use a repricer that is separated. We have clients that use, you know, 2 different admin software, use Sellerboard because they love specific features that the other admin software doesn't do, and people that just, you know, move from one to another and test them all. So it's yeah, it's your choice, guys. Perfect, thanks. John, enjoyed the session. Alexia, thank you. You're welcome, John. Thank you for being here, Jonathan. Okay, fantastic. Any other question, guys, before we say hi to Alex, because we have kept him for a very long time. Thank you for your time, Alex. I know you're super busy too. But it was a great session, so many new insights and so many tools that I didn't know. That's why I always bring you on board, because I need to be the one trained and always up to date first. So then, you know, I can share with everyone.
My pleasure, Sylvia. Thank you for the invitation. I learned a lot of new stuff today as well. It's always a two-way process. So yeah, thank you.
Guys, any other question? And bear with us, because I think we are giving, what, 24 hours, 48 hours, and then there's going to be a selection of lucky winner of the giveaway.
The way Olivia proposed to do it is basically we will take a list of everyone from today's attendance at the event, and she will run that random thing. I don't know, the
online random drawer.
And we will pick one lucky winner for the 6 months of free Sellerboard. So good luck to everyone, and
yes,
thank you again.
Like always, guys, if you are already selling, make sure you get the are we gonna include the money back in the 6 months, Alex? Can you do that?
Yes, yes, yes. It is.
Asking is given, guys.
Oh, this is obviously because it's not a demo, like it's like a free trial. It's like a full functional account. Yeah.
Brilliant, nice. So the lucky winner is gonna actually win 6 full months of Sellerboard, including the money back guarantee. So by the time you're gonna start paying for Sellerboard, he has already repaid himself like 10 times probably, with all the money Amazon always owe you. Everybody's like, thank you, great session, thank you, guys. The replay is gonna be available if you missed anything, and especially you may want to go back and rewatch and, you know, play around with the software while you watch the masterclass, which is always going to be available. Just give us this week to do things around. Is also going to be added inside the league, the portal, and definitely the replay for sure. It's going to also be added inside the league, guys. And nice, fantastic. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for everyone live. Thank you everyone watching the replay. Anisa, Audrey, Ben, Cynthia, Faith, John, Katie, Sajida, Sarah, Sumaya, everyone who was here before. Alex, thank you so much for coming on board and giving us so much gold.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for the invitation. Looking forward for next year or whenever you will invite me.
Older and older, guys, but we're still here.
All right.
Bye. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a great evening. Bye.